Is Snoop Dogg the greatest? Only person that really can take that into consideration is Snoop Dogg. Like, Snoop Dogg can have an argument with himself saying that he's the greatest. He's been around for 30 years. Um, he managed to survive through the music industry through changing his styles, changing his genres, doing different things, being funny, doing cooking shows. Whatever it took him to last through the decades, Snoop Dogg has did it. But as far as best rapper that ever lived, I it's very hard for me to say that Snoop is the best rapper. I have him in my top five, but best rapper ever, it's hard for me to do that. Given the fact that after he made The Last Meal, you can basically say that all the rest of his albums just dwindle away and everyone just stopped listening to Snoop Dogg. After the last and last during the last meal, people start falling away after the last meal, anyways. Because when he left to No Limit, it was kind of like, what kind of Snoop is this? You're not really L.A. Snoop no more. You're like down south Snoop over there dancing, eating chicken wings with Master. It was just a different form of Snoop from 187 Death Row Snoop. So after Last Meal, I feel like his album sales declined. I feel like he declined as a musician. And The Last Meal came out almost 20 years ago. So almost for 20 years, Snoop has not made anything relevant as far as a song for the last 20 years. So to say that he's the greatest rapper of all time, it's hard for me to say that because when Tupac died, he was still at his prime. His music to this day still sounds like it's at its prime. E40, E40's music still sounds very brand new. He's still making classic songs. He's still making classic albums at 50 years old. So I can say that, yeah, you can consider him one of the greatest rappers of all time because of his ability to adapt through the decades. Snoop Dogg, on the other hand, cannot make a hit to save his life. Snoop Dogg, on the other hand, was a turn to a roster. He turned from a roster to a gospel singer to you don't know. Now he's back to gangster crippin'. You don't even know who Snoop Dogg is anymore. It's hard to focus on who Snoop Dogg is when one day you're changing religions left and right. You Christian, Muslim, Rasta. We don't know who you are, Snoop Dogg. To say that he's great, you can put him in there. I can put him in the top five because I can say he dominated generations. I can say that when he came out with a boom. What messed up Snoop Dogg was the murder case. And I can see why he had to change around because he did catch a murder case, and that kind of messed up everything to stay around. He had to kind of clean up his persona. That's from there he went from, and then he got kind of rich, kind of fast. So it was like he wasn't in the hood for a long time. Like a lot of other gangster rappers, like were still in the hood because they didn't really get rich that fast. But Snoop, he got rich real fast, so he can hang around his hood of Long Beach. Snoop made Long Beach. Long Beach is nothing without Snoop. Nobody cares about Long Beach at all, period. Nobody would care about going to Long Beach, visiting Long Beach, or even seeing Long Beach if it wasn't for Snoop Dogg. So he did make Long Beach. However, Long Beach tends to not show Snoop Dogg the love that he needs to get, and they act like Snoop didn't create Long Beach. Um, uh, like I said before, after the murder case, Snoop Dogg, it was just never the same. He had to change his whole persona. So I give him that. You know what I mean? Like he left Long Beach and stayed up in the hills and really was kind of like gangster fine stuff in the hills and stuff. Um, I don't know. There you have it. I feel like the greatest rapper ever is Tupac. I mean, make a long story short, Snoop to me is not the greatest. So we're gonna say that that's how I feel, but this is my justification to it.